Good evening. Thank you all for being here. My name is McCall Perry, and this is Drew Wunderlich, Nick Russell, Chris Winchester, Austin Roberts, and David Bush. We are Mile High Partners, and we are excited to introduce Midtown Station. Maybe? You want to switch with me? Oh, here, do that. All right. So the core objectives for our project were to create value, to drive connectivity, and to mitigate risk. Brighton Boulevard has long been Denver's forgotten thoroughfare. It's the gateway to downtown, but has yet to reach its full potential. Our project site, located at 4120 Brighton Boulevard, sits right along this corridor. It's comprised of light industrial buildings that are currently contributing to the grit of this neighborhood. As you can see, there's a lot of activity going on in RiNo, including the proposed development of the National Western Center right across the street from our property. The city of Denver has committed to investing in this area with road improvements on Brighton Boulevard, and RTD is constructing its new commuter rail with a stop just 2 blocks south of our development. However, this area still has a long way to go before becoming an established neighborhood. We see our project site as a unique opportunity to solidify the neighborhood and ignite the north end of RiNo. The vision for our development is to take Winecoop Street, a tired, forgotten back alley, and transform it into a vibrant community gathering space. We plan to utilize existing warehouse space with open floor plans and high ceilings to create interesting, authentic retail and restaurant space. We plan to preserve existing elements such as brick walls, large pane windows, garage doors, and exposed structural and mechanical systems as elements of design throughout our entire development. We plan to take existing loading docks, such as this one, and repurpose them into lively outdoor spaces. And finally, we plan to enliven the face of Midtown Industrial Center and transform it into Midtown Station. And now I'd like to pass it off to Chris to talk about the site plan and phasing.
As you can see, Midtown Station is a large dynamic site with many different uses. Each of these uses is meant to complement one another, all while creating an atmosphere that boasts unique urban living, destination nightlife, much needed retail, and easily accessible hospitality. Mile High Station will be developed in 3 distinct phases. The first phase will bring RiNo's much-needed grocery tenant, Sprouts, which will be on the ground level for easy accessibility. Directly above will be Winecoop North, which will be our efficient living component of the site. This will be serviced directly to the east by a structured parking garage and pedestrian skybridge. Simultaneously with Sprouts and Winecoop North, our committed retail anchors, Punch Bowl Social and 24-Hour Fitness, as well as inline users, will be born out of the existing structures currently on site. This will help keep the character along Brighton Boulevard. In addition, our adaptive reuse self-storage portion, boxcar storage, will also be developed in this first phase. This phase is to happen concurrently and is scheduled for completion near the end of 2017. Continuing on to phase 2 of our project, which brings about our creative office space, which we're calling East Rail Yard. This will meet the demand of creative tenants who are eager to be in RiNo, who are bored with conventional office space and are looking for a place to thrive. This phase is scheduled for completion near the middle of 2018. Finally, brings about our new hospitality component, which is scheduled for completion near the end of 2019. This phase of the project will meet the needs of Denver's over 15 million yearly visitors by offering them easy access to our vibrant downtown, nearby access to I-70, and will be directly adjacent to the proposed over $500 million National Western Center. I'd now like to turn it over to Nick and Austin, who are going to discuss the site's uses a little more in depth.
Winecoop North is a 4-story, 180-unit TOD apartment community. It offers a vibrant, sustainable, and affordable living experience. Our differentiated product consists of studios, 1-bedrooms, 2-bedrooms, ranging from 425 to 800 square feet. Our rents start at $1,100 per month, which is extremely competitive when compared to downtown and surrounding area rents. This will draw on a wide spectrum of resident demographics. None of these residents will ever feel confined or restricted, as our units and our common spaces are both fully amenitized. We offer a sustainable community as we're pursuing LEED Gold, and we have a private parking structure with 192 individual parking spaces. Directly below this mixed-use development is 29,000 square feet of anchor retail space.
At the current moment, River North is a food desert. Without a grocer within 2.5 miles of our site, and residents have been campaigning for one for years. Well, not anymore. We are very excited to have a letter of intent from Sprouts to lease and occupy the space directly below Wine Coop North. With its ease of access and convenient location, Sprouts will be an essential piece to the neighborhood going forward. And now I'd like to introduce Midtown Industrial Retail Center, which combines 2 additional anchor tenants who have agreed to sign LOIs, as well as 14,000 square feet of inline space. Directly across the street from Sprouts will be Punch Bowl Social, and will become the key entertainment destination for our site. With Punch Bowl's fun and lively atmosphere, serving craft food and beverage, as well as providing classic entertainment and gaming, it will be a key moment, continuing on. Directly across from Punch Bowl will be 24-hour fitness. With 300 gyms nationally and thousands of local members, this will be an ideal location not only for local residents, but morning and evening commuters alike. In addition to our anchor tenants, we'll also have creative space for about 6 to 8 smaller inline tenants who will occupy on average 1,800 square feet and pay rents in the low to mid-20s triple net. We envision the tenant mix to be a combination of fast casual dining, liquor, coffee, as well as other shops that fit well into the neighborhood. And now I would like to direct your attention to the most quintessential area of Midtown Station. Directly in between Punch Bowl and 24-hour will be an engaging pedestrian walkway that connects Brighton Boulevard to the heart of our development on Wine Coop Street. This pedestrian plaza will be an active, vibrant area that incorporates patio seating, lounge area, as well as space for office and retail users to congregate and enjoy the natural and urban environment. This key focal point to our site will create a sense of place and will be enjoyed by everyone at Midtown Station. Directly across Wine Coop Street will be our office and storage components.
Boxcar Storage consists of 286 adaptive reuse self-storage units in a climate-controlled environment with large covered loading docks. Our average rents are $160 per month, which is right on par with the Denver average. Directly next door is Phase 2. East Rail Yard Creative Office Space meets the demands of new age business. The 48,000 square feet of adaptive reuse space is ideal for tech tenants, creative design firms, and co-working communities. Our average rents are $23.50 triple net, which is extremely competitive when compared to downtown and surrounding area rents. We offer a rugged design with numerous features such as skylights, overhead doors, and a front patio for overall site connectivity and wine coop activation. This will draw on natural light and ventilation for the new age of biophilic design. Our tenants will be inspired of the views of the downtown CBD, the mountains, and of course, the rail yard. Across the street, across Wine Coop, we have our premier hospitality development in Phase 3.
For the final phase of our development, we are going to be seeking a prominent flag to operate our hotel. We will be looking for partners such as Courtyard Marriott, Aloft, Hilton's Hampton Inn, and other brands with equally stellar reputations. The target market for our hotel will be travelers that do not want to go all the way down to the CBD and pay the high premium rates. We will also attract customers from hotels near Stapleton and the airport, especially with a quick, convenient 30-minute train ride from DIA to our site. With average daily rates at $120 per night, we will be very competitive with other hotels around the periphery of the CBD, as well as offer an affordable alternative to downtown. And now Drew will walk you through our financials.
Before going in depth, I'd like to cover the main points. Step 1, we plan to maximize early cash flow to the site by leasing out the existing industrial space. Step 2, developing underserved markets with a mix of both adaptive reuse as well as new construction will create value. Step 3, we plan to leverage our LOIs in order to obtain favorable financing terms. Step 4, upon stabilization, we plan to refinance our properties. And step 5, depending on the market at the time, we will either hold each property and operate it or exit with strong returns for our investors. This is a site plan view of the current lease expiration schedule. As you can see in our later phases, we have vacant units shown in white, as well as units shown in green that expire in 2017. Our plan would be to lease up as much of this space as possible in order to maximize early cash flow, which would surpass any losses from required contract buyouts of our longer-term tenants. Estimated project costs are $104 million. Because we reuse 50% of the existing buildings, we achieve a return on cost of 10.56% with a spread of 370 basis points over exit cap. If we discover that our adaptive reuse construction costs are escalating unexpectedly, then we anticipate a return on cost of 9.37% with a spread of 250 basis points. Project financing will reflect overall development phasing. Loan 1A will incorporate both the multifamily and grocer building as well as the entire retail center. We were able to do this because of our LOIs from our 3 anchor tenants. The storage property, the office property, and the hotel property will all require their own financing. This table depicts our anticipated hold periods for each property. Upon stabilization, we would prefer to refinance into a permanent loan structure in order to repay as much of our equity as possible at that time. However, the market will dictate what we actually do when the time comes. In order to mitigate market forces, we were able to delay capital outlays, switch the order of phasing, or hold for longer periods. If a particular market gets hot, we can also change the programming of our later phases. Our overall projected unlevered project return is 12.5%, with levered returns exceeding 25%, including strong individual phase returns as well. Now Dave will recap our overall project objectives.
Our proposal focuses on 3 core objectives: value creation, connectivity, and risk awareness. We have created a food haven in what was a food desert, created space for incoming and local businesses alike, created relief for residents, created a vibrant urban social scene, created a storage solution alleviating the pressure from increased density, and created a home away from home for all of River North's visitors. We have done all of this with a conservative financial plan and without the need of public financing. Our second objective is connectivity. Drivers and bikers will enter in the main 40th and Brighton Street entrance, with secondary entrances along 41st and 42nd. Pedestrians from the RTD stop will also come up along Winecoop Street. The pedestrian plaza will be a hotspot to pick up an Uber or a bicycle or cross the street and hop on an RTD bus stop. As you come into Midtown Station, you'll pass active retail storefronts, tree-lined corridors towards our central plaza. The plaza will draw in the neighborhood and bring together both residents from Winecoop North as well as visitors from the hotel flag. Now, many credible sources place Denver in a very comfortable position within the market cycle, with continuously increasing rents and decreasing vacancies. However, others fear an end to this prolonged flourishing phase. Well aware of this uncertainty, we have focused on risk awareness, which above all else has shaped our decisions and modeled our development. With a diverse portfolio, we are able to spread and support our investment. With the reuse of 50% of the buildings and a shared parking scheme, we are able to minimize the amount of capital required. With an 87% pre-leased retail center, we quickly deliver a cash-flowing asset. And land banking will allow us to become aggressive in the future if the right conditions are present. The surface lot and structured parking lots are great examples. The storage unit also allows us to build in the future while delivering a reliable cash flow. And the Phase 3 hotel can switch programming into a different specific market if that market gets hot in the future as well. Finally, financing the buildings individually allows us to hold in a cold market while simultaneously selling in a hot one. The combination of these strategies creates investment optionality, security against the end of a market cycle, and the ability to become aggressive if the right conditions are present. As you can see, we have delivered value and connectivity to the neighborhood and across our site and created value for our investors while mitigating risk. Now McCall will take you into a day in the life at Midtown Station.
So imagine it's a Friday at Midtown Station. Local RiNo residents are hitting the gym at 24-Hour Fitness for an early morning workout. Office workers are arriving via bike on the newly improved Brighton Boulevard. By noon, the retail center is alive with people, out for lunch, grabbing a coffee, and running errands. Office workers at the East Rail Yard have their garage doors flung open, getting some fresh air and looking to the rail cars for inspiration. At 5 o'clock, people are starting to gather at Punch Bowl Social for happy hour. A businessman in from out of town and staying at the hotel heads to the commuter rail to catch a train to the airport. He crosses paths with a resident of Wine Coop North who's heading home for the day. She stops at Sprouts to stock up on groceries for the weekend. And later, she grabs her kayak out of her boxcar self-storage unit and heads to the South Platte River for an evening paddle. Midtown Station has become the essential hub for the River North neighborhood. Thank you, and again, thank you for being here. And go Buffs.